there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, a phrase that I've used in many videos where I've covered TONEX is I've said that IK Multimedia is very committed to the TONEX platform. And there's a big shining example right here. Yes, this is the TONEX Cab. I really want to thank IK Multimedia for sending me out an early look at the TONEX Cab. Now, to showcase a cabinet or any speaker for that matter is a challenging one, especially something like this, which is an FRFR cabinet. That's a full range, flat response cabinet. Think a PA speaker that's going to give you basically the full spectrum of audio without influence. Guitar cabinets, the speakers in guitar cabinets, they're all different, right? And if you've seen speaker shootouts, nothing changes your tone more than the speaker or the speaker cabinet. So in this case, you have neutral output with less influence because your tone models, or really any modeler that you decide to put through this, well, you've got your amp model, and then you have your speaker simulation, which consists of your speaker, which is in some sort of housing. It's mic'd with a particular kind of microphone in an environment, and that's what you end up with your full tone model. That's all going to come through here with minimal influence by this particular speaker, but then somehow I have to capture this and send it to you over YouTube so you can kind of hear what's going on. Now, if I put let's say an SM57, well, I'm already coloring that sound. So I've got a little technique that I'm going to try today. And in capturing the speaker, and I'll open it up so you can see the inside here. Whoa, fall. Ta-da. So you've got, as I said, two speakers in here. You've got a 12-inch Celestion speaker. It's a specially tuned Celestion speaker. And you've got this little compression driver here.
The TONEX Cab has a built-in Cab IR loader. The software was not available at the time of this video, but it will allow you to load custom IRs, save them in presets on the cab, and this all can be assigned to presets on your TONEX pedal via MIDI. I will cover this feature once the software is available.
So with the help with these Schecter guitars, I'm going to make
TONEX Cab history.
Now, I don't know if that's actually a thing, but I attempted to put this into a mix, and this is the cabinet and not the plug-in or the pedal going direct into the DAW. Let's check it out. So that was an interesting experiment. First, I should mention this guitar. This is the Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredder Exotic in black Limba. I've actually been evaluating some Schecter guitars. I've got another one here. This is the Schecter Sinister Custom. We'll get this in the game shortly, but I've been evaluating some of these guitars. I'm going to be doing a shootout, and I'm going to be picking one to stick around here that's coming up soon. But to capture the sound, what I'm doing, these microphones in front of me right here, this is a special set of microphones. This is the Sennheiser MKH 8020s. Now, it's a stereo pair. I'm not using them to capture anything in stereo, but these are very detailed microphones, and they're generally used to capture ambience, sort of, room effects, but also instruments with a very wide range of frequencies. Think of a piano. So I've attempted to use these in this application. I experimented with different distances, different angles, different volumes coming out of the cabinet, and then I A-beat it here in my system, and it's pretty good. I think it's delivering the essence of what I'm hearing here. Now, it all depends, of course, of what you're listening to this video on. If you're on decent headphones, perhaps studio monitors, if you are listening to it on your phone speaker, well, I got nothing much else to say at this point. But anyways, I've angled these to capture the main speaker here and the compression driver there. I'm blending it in the mix, and I'm doing a slight EQ, not to enhance the sound, but just to balance it, to get out some resonant frequencies that I'm not hearing here in the room, and delivering that to you just to try and create as much of a sense of realism as I can. So let me give you an example of a few different tones. I'm going to bring in both of these guitars. I'm going to show you some clean tones and some dirty tones. This is all coming off the TONEX pedal. Everything contained here, no other processing other than what I mentioned. So let's check that out. So I want you to pay close attention to this next clip. When I recorded the dirty tones, I actually screwed up a little bit. In listening to it later, I noticed that these microphones picked up the strumming on my guitar. Now, if this was a raging amplifier, likely you wouldn't hear that. Now, they are very sensitive and I am pretty close to it, but I think it created an interesting perspective that the tones coming out of the TONEX Cab just sounds like a raging amplifier, yet it's quiet enough that the microphones picked up the strumming of the guitar. A great feature of the TONEX Cab is the auxiliary input with its own level control. You can run backing tracks into the cab while simultaneously playing your guitar. Using the aux level control and the output of your pedal, you can get a great mix between the two. So in my previous experience using FRFR cabinets, I found that accuracy was a bit... Now, I want to be careful using the word accuracy because any amplifier that you use, whether it's a digital amplifier or a real tube amplifier, when you're in a physical space, proximity, your angle to the speaker is going to affect what you're hearing, as opposed to sitting in a controlled environment using a plugin. It's going to be the same thing all the time. But the translation was not great to my ear. I found it too boomy and things like that. But the cool thing about the TONEX Cab is that it comes with built-in DSP, and there's some controls on here like a 3-band EQ and this thing called amp tone, which is kind of a mid-range shift. I'll demonstrate that in a second. So you can create your presets as you do, and then connect your pedal to the cabinet, and then you can make tweaks on the cabinet and save those as presets, and you can link the pedal and the cabinet via MIDI. So when you call up any of your presets here, it can trigger a preset on the cabinet. So this way you don't have to mess with your presets at all. You can make the adjustments here. And if you make any tweaks, for example, at your live gigs or your jams, you can make them here and save them. And you don't really have to get into the deep dive here on the pedals. It's just an easier way to sort of correct that translation from the pedal to the physical speaker. I think that's really, really cool. So what I'm gonna do now is let me loop some guitar through here, and I'm gonna twist some knobs on the back just to give you a sense of what's going on here. Well, that's a look at the TONEX Cab. Let me get the grill back on here, make her look pretty once more. Now, the reason I'm doing this, as I should mention, is that IK Multimedia is offering some different grills that you can buy. They've got a gold one and a silver one. You can get all three and change them to your heart's content. But there's so many possibilities, and I'm definitely going to be doing a deeper dive into the cabinet. One thing I'd like to explore is other modelers into the TONEX Cab. So if you want to see me testing the TONEX Cab out with other modelers, I've got Fractal, I've got Line 6, I've got Quad Cortex. So that's something I definitely will dive into follow-up videos. But if there's a preference, a modeler that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. But overall, I am really excited about this. I think this is an absolutely amazing product, and you can easily go stereo with your rig, by the way. You can have two of these to take the stereo outputs from your pedal, and you'll have an instant stereo rig. And what can I say? The TONEX platform keeps growing and growing and growing. So kudos to IK Multimedia, continually growing the experience that is TONEX, and I think they knocked it out of the park with this. So anyways, if you want any more information about TONEX, I'm going to put links in the description. I've actually got some affiliate links for some IK Multimedia products if you want to support the channel. Just check those out in the description. Every little bit helps. But if you have any thoughts, any questions at all, just let me know. That's what the comment section is for. But if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And while you're down there, well, one of my favorite TONEX signature packs is the Alex Lifeson Legacy Collection. Well, I wrote a Rush song, so I'm gonna pop it right over here if you want to check it out. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. I'll catch you in the next one.